known as a producer who has used samples in the past.
Yeah.
What's the difference between how you've done it in the past now, but now how you're doing it with using Tracklib?
Well, I wasn't never really a record digger. Like, I used what was in my house, what I had growing up with Dad, Parrish, used what was in the house. Like, when we found Roger Troutman, it was off a cassette, you know. I was like, yo, what is that? Like, yo, that's more bounce, you know. He was like, yo, let's loot that, you know what I'm saying? The rest of the stuff we used were break beats and then whatever that was in the crib we used. So I never dug. My whole career, records were just found. I got them from either family members or somebody that just had records they was giving away, and I made all my records that way. I never dug. I didn't do what Primo and Biz and Tribe and Tip and them did. I never dug like that.
And Paul.
So Tracklib is like, you know, it's a gift and a curse for me because I don't want nobody to get it. But I do want them to get it because I want them to be able to be more creative.
Yeah.
Because the stuff, when I tell you from 1 to 20 one day, I was just pressing. And Mac, I ain't lie to you, man, I never heard one sample used by nobody.
Except Impeach the President, which is...
But that's just for you just to, you want to buy it and then get it cleared fast enough. See, one thing about this office, it makes you be able to get a sample and clear it on the spot. You don't have to worry about all that BS going through stuff. That's what happened.
Also, you know how much it's going to cost before you use it.
Right. That's what happened with the game. The game was like people were so afraid of sampling, so they like got all these kits, so everything sounded the same. There's no creativity because everybody wants their publishing and their ASCAP, which is cool. But now you'd be able to afford the sample at a really cool price, get it cleared right there in front of you, you know, and then use it, and then it's yours. And it also makes it dope too. But it's the also thing before I'm saying is the fact that it got so many dope things that you never heard before. Like, I mean, you can go from, even though it's about 50,000 on there now, I've been doing this for 30 years. The first 20 I never heard. Those days, Tracklib made so you don't have that problem. It's gonna make everybody who, listen, the human brain can't make nothing up. I don't know if y'all understand that. You can't say, well, I made a cup holder. Yeah, from a cup. The human brain can't make nothing up. Everything has to been seen or either done before. I don't know if y'all can really fathom that, but people can say, yo, what I made that no you didn't, that come of something exactly. Well. You can't, the mind can't say, yo, that's a monster. Then you draw that. You can't, everything comes from something. So after a while, your mind can't be able to sit there and just freely just get busy on that. You know, it gotta come from something. You can still do it, but after a while, it sounds like what we hear now, one big song. You know, so the creativity won't allow you to get like it was. Not to talk about nothing that happened before, because as everybody know, I don't have money problems, no boasting. I was able to make a lot of records at that time from me being in the game for 30 years. But I understand that people who aren't able to create and want to get something that's going on now, for I can get the bag now for them because I don't pay their bills, so they're going to do what they have to do is make what they can make now. But back then, you waited for Tribe to come. You waited for De La to drop. You waited for Pharaoh or Black Thought, or you waited for Black Star or EPMD L Run. I can name 30 groups to come out because you wanted to know what it was going to sound like. What the beat's gonna sound like. You weren't about what Pete Rock or what Blaze or what Rock gonna do or how it's gonna hit or what they digging. Like, yo, what's that sample? That made it incredible. Right now we don't have that. You know, so the game as far as I'm still here. My age group is still here. We still like R&B and hip hop, but nobody's giving us nothing, so we don't have nothing to play but stuff that we know from back then. I am the funder for my child. Now Dad has nothing to buy when he's ordering. He's ordering something too, so what about me? So if we don't make a comeback and to do what we're doing, then we're gonna sit here and just be playing stuff before. Brandy's not here. You know, I can name the Dave Hollisters, the All the Time. You see all these other people that come in, and LL, the Kane, the Rakim. If any of y'all can still do it, KRS-One, they left everybody. They got rid of everything they thought was old and said, fuck it, this is where we at. But the market is the money, which is dead. I got money to spend. But we don't have what I'm trying to do is give you a story of how the record labels left it. Yeah. You left the money on the table. Yeah. So of course you're gonna get people downloading, doing certain things. So luckily streaming came along. But you left out a marketplace from 35 to and up of people that want to buy CDs and songs, and none of our artists are here. But we didn't go nowhere. But we have nobody to buy. So this is what I'm trying to say as far as what I'm doing with it. Kickstarter comes out, it's gonna happen anyway. I'm just here to make new music. Why would I go make something that everybody else already has? When Kanye West came when he came in 2000, whatever, he told the world, I'm making 1994 hip hop. Now he told the consumer in EP and MTV, they don't know what he's saying. He's talking about Lords and Souls of Mischief, Far Side. He was already over here. The backpack and the collar up ain't nothing new, but they never saw it before. But he told you, I'm doing 1994 hip hop.
A guy called West. Remember that? A guy called West. He was telling everybody, I'm a guy called West.
So evidently, again, it shocked people. Kendrick Lamar was able to come out and shock people with the culture that is always best. Those was the only two people selling records, was J. Cole and Kendrick. They told them, oh, that's just them. The rest of the world is ratchet. Nobody's dropping albums because they can't. Because you don't believe them. You don't believe they have a whole at least 8 songs, better yet 5 on this CD. And don't count Drake. That's something different. He's very smart. But the only 2 records was bought was hip hop records.
So are you making a plea for originality, that too many people are going back to the same source and doing the same thing over and over again, and that people need
It's been going on for at least longer. I thought usually after 10 years, stuff would change around. It ain't about being haters, it's about Bruno Mars just showed everybody I'm keep shitting on you. I'm doing the 80s song with fucking 14 Karat, the whole album. Now I'm gonna come back and do Bobby Brown with you, and I'm gonna still win, and I'm gonna take Cardi B, because Mike Kyer told me that he wrote the shit for Homegirl and showed her how to say it. Because Bruno Mars is a hip hop dude. I watched an interview where he says, don't call me pop, I make black music. What I do is black R&B music, right in front of everybody. Wow. So you gotta understand, like, yo, I'm not gonna do that. Why would I do what everybody else is doing, Chuck? Right. I'm not trying to hate on it and say, yo, get with the program. That program is already out there. I'm gonna do what I do. People don't wanna hear me. I don't wanna conform to that.
Now I understand why your last name is Sermon.
Oh no, Tommy, I always get that, even when I go to Sway or whatever, the phones ring because I give as much truth and consistent as possible to make sense, not coming from my colleagues who make hatred records towards the game.
So let me ask you a question. So if Tracklib gives everybody the access to obscure beats that nobody's used before, and you can find 6 seconds of an African record or something and turn it into a top 10 hit, do you think that's going to increase creativity?
Of course.
And so maybe that'll break through that problem.
People still sampling. The young kids are back sampling now. Believe me, it's taking slow, but they sampling now because they hearing that they can have creativity, and the fact that what they doing is not making them special. Everybody can do a program. Right, these are all packages that are programmed.
And everyone's using
you can't go off key. Yeah. You're making beats by numbers. You know, the computer, not taking from technology though, but the creativity of you being able to take and move and do certain things without even having to have feeling
Yeah.
is where it gets scary
Yeah,
at.
nobody uses
And don't
analog.
forget, no hatred. My son is 12 years old, ratchet to the. I hear him in the back. You bitch ass nigga. This and that. This and that. And I'll be like, Legend, listen. If I hear one more, because he can't hear, but he's every song. My 20-year-old daughter in college, ratchet. But one day she woke up and said, "Yo, Dad, I wish I was in the 90s." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because it seemed like y'all was having much fun then." And now my kid, 12 years old, plays that dripping in finesse every morning. Not knowing if I throw on Bobby Brown right now, he couldn't even tell the difference from Prerogative to that record. Like, yo, don't tell me what you can feed the children and feed the youth. Eminem is the most complex satiric rapper in the country. Not one time he said a dumb rhyme. Every time it's complex. But you saying dumb it down, he's not. He's still doing him. So why would I dumb down the masses if this guy right here is still complex on the mic? And Kendrick just showed it. Complex. Barely can understand it, but you like, damn, lyrics is crazy, sound crazy. He didn't dumb anything down. As far as lyric wise. Now some of the stuff he's able to mix in. J. Cole's smart too. But J. Cole will let you have it in a second.
Jesus. Preach.
Again, so automatically just want to be able to let, not y'all are here, y'all know the game. But when I see these other DJs, like, damn, Clue, I don't want to say, but you was just making albums back then, all hip hop albums. You don't know us no more, like, it bugs me out how.
Go with the flow. A lot of them.
No, listen, I don't pay nobody's bills, so I understand. But don't act like you don't know us. And you can't just go in there and say, yo, well, I'm gonna play a couple of joints then, or even have a meeting for your culture. DJ Mbe said one thing, Chuck, one day. He said, you know what? I was surprised, 105 in the morning show one time. He said, it got out of hand. Not one OG stepped up and said something. Like back then when it would start getting out of hand, none of us said nothing. Now in privately, we was like, them motherfuckers, God damn it, I was and closed doors. But outwards, we never said nothing. They had nothing to follow. And not that you have to follow, because we had the Pee Wee Herman, the Biz, we had dances that go along with the slinky leg and all that. We're not talking about that. The balance is just here. We used to have this.
Yeah.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. We had that. Miami, West, South, whatever, we had that. Now it's here. Same combo. Liquor, bitches, strippers, the whole nine. Same conversation. And that's what we just want to get to, where you can have that too. But who gonna make a point? We thought XM Radio was gonna be the one to do it. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden they gotta do what programming is telling them too. Now they gotta play the game, because we not feeding them. So shit like this is able to get the other lane. So like when Joey Badass was selling out places, he didn't have no records out, because the fan base was there to help him out. The Flatbush Zombies and all these other people that was under there getting busy on the underground world. That hip hop world is there, heavenly.